baby, you baby.
Very good evening, everyone. Good evening, Dipshika.
Good evening.
So I'm Sakshi Rora, once again back with you all for POSIFest 2024. We have Dipshika once again today back in a row, and we have some new faces as well. So I would like to give a brief introduction of her once again. Dipshika is a distinguished professional with a diverse career trajectory. She earned a gold medal in clothing textiles and successfully ran a design boutique for nearly a decade before transitioning to counseling, coaching, and mentoring. Currently, she is the CEO of Kenmark Tech Solutions, a company specializing in marine repair and reconditioning. She is an ICF certified life coach, an inner child healer, a self hypnotist, a Reiki practitioner, and a sex educator. Counseling expertise spans areas. One second. Her counseling expertise spans areas such as parenting, relationships, and teenage counseling. On a personal note, she is married and has two accomplished children, a son who works in an IT company, and a daughter who is a model and singer with a production company. She has a sweet daughter-in-law who is a professional singer as well. We welcome you, Dipshika. The platform is all yours. You are on mute, Dipshika. Sorry.
Good evening, everybody. It's so nice to see all of you here. So, today we're going to understand about inner child healing. It's a beautiful technique to understand human dynamics. It's a very extensive topic. I don't know what we'll be able to cover in 1 hour, but I'm going to try and cover as much ground as possible. So what I'm going to do in this 1 hour is it's also going to be an interactive session. So please make sure you have your papers and pens. We are going to first figure out what is an inner child, how is a wounded inner child created, what are the benefits of healing this inner child, and we are going to have a little meditation towards the end, not the end, probably halfway through. And I want you to please reach out, because one meditation is not good enough. I'm also going to give you a little tips at the end of the session for doing some inner child work on your own. But if there is ever a need that you feel, please reach out to Sakshi and she will put you on to me. So I'm going to start my presentation. Sakshi, can I share?
Yes, yes. It's open for you.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. So, I hate giving oral exams, okay? English orals, Marathi orals, Hindi orals. I mean, where you had to actually learn somebody else's poetry and recite in front of whole class. Here I'm actually very comfortable because I have my script, I have a presentation, and I have black boxes with just names. I don't have like 50 pair of eyes looking at me and piercing through my body, and I'm going to be nervous. But this is how you will know how your inner child is getting triggered. Every time you're kind of nervous, you even sweat when your AC is on, your heartbeat starts rapidly beating, you start clenching your fists. This is how you will know that your inner child is getting triggered. Some past life, not past life, sorry, some past unresolved issues. All right, now as children we have been very vulnerable. Okay, we have we have faced abandonment, we have faced rejection. It could have been your father screaming at you or your mother hitting you. Any caregiver or an authority figure has been stern with you or reprimanded you. A bully at the play area has hit you in the school bus or at the playground. A cousin who has smirked on you. uh, a bad touch, a luring look. You have died a million deaths. Okay, this is when you internalize your feelings, and this is when your inner child is wounded. This is how your inner child is created. Your wounded inner child is created. Okay, it could be like a little boy playing with a doll, and then the doll is, first of all they'll say, why are you playing with the doll? Okay, and then they'll say, give the doll. Then he'll start crying, why are you crying like a girl? Okay, so here his actual authentic feelings are suppressed. A little girl who's jumping and laughing and being loud and shouting and screaming, behave like a lady. So when your authentic feelings are suppressed to a level of suffocation, that is when your inner child is really, really hurt. This is when you internalize all these feelings. So, sorry, can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So, 1 to 7 years is like when you've gone through a whole lot. All your 95% of your adult reality, whatever happens to you between 1 and 7, that is what creates your adult reality. Surprising, isn't it? Your brain is programmed by your caregivers, your authority figures, your uh, parents, your all the authoritative figures that are in your life. Your brain is being programmed as to what to think, how to interact, and what is right and what is wrong. This is such a beautiful video. I'm going to show you how the generational trauma actually works. That's your grandmother, that's your mother, that's you. So that is, so is this video, isn't this so profound that, you know, like we kept saying, your parents and your caregivers and all, they didn't know better. We're not blaming them. That is what passed on to them. That was what the society taught them. That is what the culture came down. They didn't know better. So whatever they went through, they passed on to us. This is what was taught to them, and this is what is taught to us. But today, in the day of today, when knowledge is available to you almost free, where Posy Fest kind of fests are taking part, where 21 coaches get together every single day and they teach you a certain technique to do the work, especially after COVID, when everything is available to you at the click of a button. There is no excuse that you can give yourself कि मैंने ये नहीं किया, I have not done the work. You have no reason for not doing the work. So today we're going to do a little of the work and let's see where it gets us. But I hope everybody understood this video. The muck went from your grandmother to your mother to you, and you have done the work in the day of today. And you're not going to pass anything that is traumatic or anything that does not work or dysfunctional or faulty to your future generation. So if you grew up in a low quality environment where you had fear based parents, ये कैसे बोलेंगे, लोग क्या कहेंगे, ये क्या होगा, वो क्या होगा, you grew up in and around abuse. So that is why you grew up with lack of worthiness, low self esteem, or you were living in the life of living in scarcity. Now, children who adopted into suppressing their emotions, what did they turn out to be? So they either became over responsible, they got addicted to consumption of food, substance addiction, or addictive to even activities like gaming, shopping, alcohol, or generally toxic relationships, from serial toxic relationships, one relationship after another. I have this very important fact. Hold on to these thoughts and we can discuss this at the end of this session. Tell me if it is true. Think about it, ponder about it through the session. The relationship that you have had with your parents or your authority figures or your caregivers is the same kind of relationship you will have with yourself.
Now,
Sorry?
Sorry, you can go
Okay.
on.
Okay. And the other second point is, all the traumas and everything mean that you went through in your childhood, those become patterns and behaviors in your adult life to actually protect you in your adult life. Say for example, if a child has been bullied all the time in the childhood, on the playground, in school and everything, so what is he going to grow up to be like in adulthood? He is going to have his defense mechanism high. He's going to always say no for everything. Before you present everything, no. You've probably had a boss like that. No. Okay. So you know now that he's probably had such a difficult childhood where, you know, everybody bullied him. So to protect himself, these are his defense mechanisms to shut out all those past traumas. So he'll say no. Or what he'll do is he will attack before you start saying anything. You've seen people who will, you meet them for the first time and they will probably, you know, they'll probably make a comment, oh that's like a weird dress, or you know, oh you're so fat, or you know, you're so this or you're so that, because they don't want to give you a chance to attack them. So they've already attacked you, and they're actually nice people. You know, probably the second or the third sentence they kind of calm down, because then they see, acha, this is not my past, this is the present. These people are not here to hurt me. All right. So what does knowing your inner child do? So what we're going to do in the next few exercises is, we are going to list down your inner wounds. That's why I need your paper and pens for. For that, I want you to be absolutely honest with yourself. you don't have to tell anything to us. We're not asking you to this. You're going to write whenever when I'm going to read out all the wounds. I'm going to list down all the wounds, and you're going to write Y for yes and N for no. Please be absolutely honest with yourself, because the more honest you're going to be, you're going to open your doors to healing yourself. You're going to connect with your inner child in the meditation. And we are also going to understand in this exercise why you need to heal your inner child. Okay. So are we ready to get something? Oh, I had this fabulous this is an example from the past. Like, your how your inner child is triggering. Your daughter's just come back from school all tired and all that. You're trying to rush her up for a ballet class. She doesn't like ballet. She doesn't want to do ballet. She's not cut out to be a ballerina, but you are forcing her to do that. You are trying to get her to have her milk or her snacks, putting her in those ballet shoes to do and all that, and she just doesn't want to do. She is having a meltdown and she is crying, and there is mayhem in the house. Similarly, it could be where a father is pushing the son to go for a football class or a cricket class. He's trying to take him on a Sunday morning or something, and the boy just doesn't want to go. And what does the mother and the father say to him? In our times, my mother didn't even let me dance, didn't even think dancing is respectable enough. Here I have paid for your ballet class. I've bought you 4,000 ka ballet shoes and your ballerina outfit. I'm spending so much time and energy and money taking you to the ballet class, similarly to the cricket club or to the football club, and you don't appreciate that. My father didn't let me play games. They're going to probably tell their child. Now, what is that? You are bringing your wounds onto your child. This is what I'd forgotten to say in the generational trauma. So, yes, I have a list of abandonment issues. Let's see. So, every time I read something, just say yes, yes, or no, no. All right. Are you afraid of being hurt? Yes or no? You
Yes.
know, yeah, just keep writing down in the paper, because we have to count how many yeses and how many, I mean, for yourself. Okay. You don't trust yourself. Do you find ways not to trust others? Find faults with others? Do you feel insecure and need lots of external validation? Do you not feel safe? Do you attract people who don't feel safe? Okay. Now we're going to do, let this be, now we're going to do trust wounds. Okay. When your trust has been abandonment, of course, as the word says, when you've been abandoned, your parents have left you and gone away or whatever, this is what comes to you. Trust issues, trust wounds. What's going to happen to you? So you could probably write that down. Do you feel left out? Any party, any this? I had a client once who actually, sorry, I'm going to, get into your way of self diagnosis. There was a client, actually her son was the client, and she tells me that my son is never invited to any of the birthday parties. And when I asked the son is like, no, it's okay, I get invited to enough birthday parties. I half the times I don't want to go. Turns out that the lady, the mother of the son, was not invited or was always shunned by her peers between the standard 8th and 12th, and that is why she had these absolutely unresolved issues, and she was bringing them or portraying them or projecting them on her son. Do you feel left out? Trust wounds? Yes or no? Do you fear being left? Yes or no? Do you hate being alone? Do you attract emotionally unavailable people?
Can you repeat the question?
Do you attract emotionally unavailable people? Do you threaten to leave? Okay, some more. Guilt wounds. When you're guilty of doing something. Do you feel sorry or bad often? Do you not like to ask for things? Do you use guilt to manipulate things? Are you afraid to set boundaries? Do you attract people in your life who make you feel guilty? Neglect wounds. Your caregivers have neglected you. Now, like I said, for no fault of theirs, they're working hard, okay? But to that child who is 1 to 7, it is neglect. Do you struggle to let things go? Yes or no? Do you suffer from low self esteem? Do you get angry easily? Do you repress emotions? Are you afraid of being vulnerable? Do you attract people who do not appreciate you? Okay. So this is the end of the trust wound and neglect wounds. Now we're going to see what a mother wound does. How does a mother wound hold you back? Now these are the part of the benefits when you start to heal your inner child. All these things, the amount of yeses that you have written in the list, and now we're going to have mother wounds and father wounds. The amount of yeses that you write, when you figure them out, and then you're going to see how these yeses have affected your relationships, your work, your immediate family, your friends, and everything around you that goes on. Mother wound, as it very normally says. Now I'm going to say, if your mother,
Okay, Deepshika, 1 second. We have a
yeah,
question. Somebody has just put up what was the first one. Can you repeat? Which was the first question?
first question of the entire abandoned wounds.
I Ali, can you just put on your mic and speak? What is it that you
Yeah,
need?
yeah. You said trust wounds and guilt wounds and negative wound, neglect wounds. What was the first one?
Abandoned wounds.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so when you have a mother that is overcritical, again, this is an interactive, I mean, again, this is an exercise that you will do. So you're going to just say yes or no. Okay, I'm going to say, if your mother was this, you have become this. So you're going to write yes or no. Okay. When your mother was very critical of you, now you have become a loud inner critic. True or false? Yes or no? Please write on your. If your mother was unapproving of everything, ये मत पहनो, वो मत करो, ये नहीं, don't go here, don't go there. Fear of judgment. You have fear of judgment from other people. Yes or no? If your mother was passive aggressive, you will lack confidence. If your mother was unavailable, you have inability to understand or express emotions. If your mother was controlling, you have a rebellious choice. You have a rebellious streak. The more you got tied down, the more you will rebel. If your mother was codependent, you will have weak boundaries. If your mother was pessimistic, you will have a self-sabotage nature. Now we move on to father wounds. How do father wounds hold you back? My father is here. Tatu, I have nothing against you. I love you so much. I have cured my inner child. Okay.
Dipshika, sorry, a question. I don't have my father. I lost him at the age of 11, so can I opt this out?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. Okay. Or whatever you remember, Jaitrali, I think it'll be good in understanding yourself. So just put that down. Okay. If your father was not approving, this is the first question. If your father was not approving, you become a people's pleaser. Yes or no? If your father was not affectionate, you will seek affection outside. True or false? If your father was not predictable, you're going to be attracted to chaos. If your father was not emotional, you will always be distant and apathetic. You'll have apathy, sorry. If your father was not present, you'll have codependency. If your father was not gentle, you will have fear. So, are you facing these issues? Because of all these yeses, we have failed and unpleasant relationships. You feel taken for granted. You're fuming with anger. You get triggered. You have self-sabotage behaviors, and you have guilt, regret, and shame. Yes. Yes, Sakshi.
Dipshika, we need if you can repeat all the father wounds. Somebody
Okay.
has a request here.
Okay. Father wounds are, if your father was not approving, you become a people pleaser. If your father was not affectionate, you'll be seeking affection. If your father was not predictable, you'll be attracted to chaos. If your father was not emotional, you will have apathy and distant. You'll be distant. If your father was not gentle, you will have fear. And if your father was not present, you'll have codependency. If that is Ali, I'll send you a picture.
No, it's Vajanti.
Okay, Vajanti. All right. Okay. So I hope you got that, Vajanti. Okay. Now, when you heal your inner child, what happens? What are the benefits? You have your intimacy in relationships is established. You have a healthy body. You have a sense of purpose. You'll feel deeply motivated, deeply energetic through the day, and you will have a peaceful sleep at night. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to do a little meditation. Okay. So is everybody ready for the meditation?
Yep.
We have exactly half an hour. So I want you to give this as much, just relax, even if you want to be comfortable in your chair or if you want to lie down. And we're going to try and, go to that time where your inner child was wounded. Sometimes because this is like a class. I mean, normally what happens when I take clients, it will take them 1 or 2 sessions to do this. But even if you're not able to go to that time, you are going to briefly remember all the times that you were hurt. Okay? Yes, Sakshi?
So there's a question. Inner child wounds are only ones which we have from parents, or it can be the current ones as well.
It can be both ways. It can
Okay.
be both times. So it can be now also, but normally what we say your inner child is something that we have internalized in the past. So it's not only one to say, I mean, not only during very toddler times, it can be during teenage times, it can be when you're a young adult, all of that. Okay. So let's, everybody, can we start with the meditation? Okay. Close your eyes. This meditation is devised to access the emotions of your inner child and all its internalized feelings. We will try and liberate and reparent the wounded inner child by showing up. When you actually meet your inner child, the most important questions that you will ask are, what was the actual thing that you needed in that moment? A calming hug, unconditional love, a patient ear, protection, etc. So let's inhale, exhale. You can place your hands on your beating heart as you breathe. This heartbeat is been with you since the time you were born. This is a familiar sound. It is familiar with all your experiences, all your truth. Inhale, exhale. You're about to have a dialogue with your inner child. This child that has powerlessly blamed themselves for the lack of empathy and respect from the adults that have been around them. Words that came carelessly from a father, a mother, or a caregiver's mouth. There has been a disconnection. The mind of a child does not have the ability to question the actions of the caregivers. Today, we're going to offer a lot of love, a lot of compassion, a lot of understanding, a lot of forgiveness, a lot of freedom from the past, warmth, empathy to your inner child. We're going to help dissolve all the past wounds, traumas, patterns, toxic memories to live to our fullest potential. From this moment onwards, we will correct the faulty programming. Notice a beautiful light that is coming from above, down from the sky, from the cosmos. This light is a part of you. It is your higher self. It's the highest version of you. Imagine that your top of your head, the crown chakra, opens up and lets the light in. And through you, into your entire being, with every breath, with every cell of your body, this beautiful light illuminates your body. Feel this light fill you up, your head, your eyes, your nose, your mouth, your neck, moves to your chest, your lungs, all your digestive organs, your hip area, your thighs, moves down to the calves, to the ankles. It passes through your feet and meets the loving, beautiful light coming from the Mother Earth. Now feel your heart open as the light passes through you. Feel it, own it. This is the highest self of you. Now look into your past. You're traveling on your timeline. I'm going to give you a few minutes. You're on a train and you're going into your past. See where you need to look for your wounded inner child. Where did the faulty programming start? Where did it get wounded? Was it in school? Was it at home? On the playground? In the bus? At the shop? At a class? Stop when you must. Get off your timeline. You will see a door. Open it. You will see yourself as a child. What is the age of this child? What is this child wearing? What is the younger self of you wearing? Slowly move closer. Notice them. No judgments. You can only feel love for them. Let them know that you are their healthy self, healthy adult self. Go close to them. Look into their eyes. Are they sad? Are they confused? What have they just gone through? Have they been wronged? Ask if you can hold their hand. Tell them that this is the older you. Say, I'm sorry that I was not here when you needed me. I was not here to love you and protect you, to validate you, to keep you safe. Take a few moments to be with your inner child. Just be present. If they're silent, be silent. Make a mental dialogue with your inner child in your mind. Dear inner child, please release every sense of blame or shame, as nothing that happened with you or to you was your fault. Dear inner child, you're unaware of how to deal with the chaos that was going on around you. You probably became a people's pleaser as a trauma response. Your healthy boundaries went missing. You were longing for approval, love, and acceptance. You got programmed with the incorrect beliefs about relationships, about love. Give your inner child to let this go. Sweet little one, I love you. You're enough. You're worthy. You're a warrior. You know what? You did the best you could. You're so strong and you matter so much to me. I hear you. I see you. And you are so special just because you are you. I will keep you protected and I will keep you safe. Say whatever you want to say to your inner child, whatever you needed to hear as in that moment, and you didn't hear because you were growing up. Say it to your child in your mind. Dear little inner child, you're perfect. I love you. You're kind, gentle, innocent, brave. Look at me. You have made me. I am successful today. I am healthy. I am strong. I am here because of you. You handled yourself with so much strength that I am here today. You did the best you could at the age you were in. Your caregiver projected on you what was not yours, that is weighing on you. Let it go. Now let go of everything that is not serving you. Ask them if they would like to be held. Hug them. Hold them. Ask them if they'd like to accompany you so you can take care of them. Ask them if they agree. Imagine that you have a zipper in front of your body. Unzip this. Imagine this little child coming back, climbing into the zip and merging in with you. Feel that merging in. Sip this back. Let's take long cleansing breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. The light in your body is cleansing your inner child. The light inside of you is purifying your inner child, healing all the limiting beliefs, all the wounds, all the traumas. Choose to let all of this go. The beautiful inner child gets another chance with you. The healthy adult, your higher self. This is you. You are now healed. Step onto your timeline, allowing yourself to be bringing forward. Come back to the room. Wriggle your toes. Move your fingers. Give your body a good stretch. You're divine. You are love. If everybody is ready to come back and talk, does anybody want to share if you guys are ready to talk?
Yeah.
Yes, Chaitanya.
So when you spoke about the father, I think he was the best possible thing that had happened to me. Uh, I was probably unlucky not to have had enough of him. Having said that, I think my life changed after he went. It was a girl who turned to a tomboy, a rebel. I'm sorry, I'm just being me, I'm just being vulnerable. And I know exactly that time when they were. So, just to give a little bit of background, I was raised by my grandparents, paternal grandparents. And after my father passed away, the family, the maternal side of the family, put a stigma on me, calling me the black sheep, that I entered in their life. And, the earlier ways, वो तो अपने बाप को खा गई. That was the time that my rebellious attitude, me, I thought I became me from a girl to a boy. from a docile, compliant child to a rebellious child, I would say. I'm sorry. I'm going through this for the, you know where I'm coming from, Deepshika. I think this is like, so yeah, but I am proud of who I am today because I have gone through all those times in the past that I have made myself into an individual who I am today, who's sitting in front of you, because it was a lesson, it was a takeaway from there. Yeah, that's I can say.
So every time I do this with a client, I will end up crying, whether it's for my inner child or theirs. It always brings tears.
I know, we know. As a-
Yeah. Vaijayanti, no, Tasneem said that I could not find my inner child. It's okay, Tasneem. So, you know what? Basically, like I said, this is supposed to be done mostly one to one in in a room. So it's okay. Now we will talk about some more questions.
We
Vaijayanti,
have,
yes, go ahead.
yes.
Vaijayanti, go ahead. You're on mute.
Yeah. Hi. Actually, I didn't say that I didn't find my inner child. I didn't say that. But I just wrote, I shared that even I lost my father when I was 19.
Okay.
And I also lost my mother when I was 14. But that's how it made me very strong in my life. And I don't look back as a depressed or a repressed kind of a child, but it's like it has given me the power to stand on my own feet, to raise my self-esteem, and there is always a gratitude to them. Whatever I am is probably because of them.
Fabulous, Vaijayanti. Fabulous. Sakshi, you
And
want to share anything?
yeah, I would also like to add, just last year I also lost my husband. So there
Oh,
have been many closed ones whom I've lost, but probably, like when God takes away one thing, he gives something else. So he has given me a power of resilience. So I'm able to probably take all this, fight back, be strong. So that's why I was telling Jaitrali, never mind, you must speak it out, because the more you speak it out, you become very light, and nobody's judgmental here around because we are all human beings.
Yeah, Vaijayanti, thank you so much for that. Actually, me and Deepshika, we come from the counseling background, so we have gone through this entire uh exercise, so to say. But as you say that, each time you get back and scratch that wound, it becomes raw for that particular moment. So I am vulnerable currently, but otherwise I am a completely different thing that probably Deepshika would be able to tell you
So
more about.
as you said, Jaitrali, that the moment you scratch the wound, it gets hurt. But the thing is, you are considering it as a wound. That's the reason you feel that, whenever I scratch it, it is hurting me. So remove it as if it was a wound. Like for me,
Yeah,
even for the last so many months, I'm also doing a lot of work on all these mind manifestations and different techniques, and all that has really helped. Basically, I'm a strong person. Still, the techniques are very important because we have to implement them as a technique, day-to-day basis. I'm a,
fabulously said,
So
Vaijayanti.
we,
Is Sakshi, you were saying somebody else wanted to share something?
yeah, so Neeta has just messaged that more than her parents, she has felt it from her sister and her brother, making her cry and rebel.
Okay. So we're just going to come back to that. Sakshi, would you like to share anything?
Yes, so beginning from the yes and no's that we have done. So what I realized was that I have really worked upon healing my inner child. I don't know, unknowingly, it has got healed in many ways. Where there was supposed to be yeses everywhere, it had turned into a no today. So good for bringing that up. So at least I'm aware today where I stand. Secondly, when I did the meditation, and as yesterday we were speaking on self-love, and I'd mentioned that I have always gone with the flow. I've never seen behind. So today, when I see my inner child, a small baby standing there just with the same smile that I carry today, without any complaint, without any crib, but the pain that I can feel within me, it's just such a poker thing in that child. And with a smile, maybe I have just lived and, continued, never let anybody know what's within me. And yeah, it's amazing. I don't know how to express that, but yeah.
That's, yeah, virtual hug. That's your defense mechanism also. So if it has worked for you, it's great. If anybody would like to share anything else, now what I would like to do is, before we finish, because here what we've done is we've just kind of, like Jaitrali said, we've scratched a wound, just tip of the iceberg. There's like a whole iceberg under the sea. Okay, so if any of you are feeling frazzled after today, it's okay. Just do a little, just
Can I
take
add
the timer.
something? Can
Yeah,
I add
sure.
something here? Actually, I am professionally, I'm a medical doctor, I'm a homeopath. So I am into, I mean, my professional experience is almost 36, 37 years. So what I feel is I do a lot of counseling also in my practice. And what I've realized is when you're saying something to your clients or patients, it's just not that you're saying it from your mouth, but you have to be that person first, and only then you have the right to say it. And whenever you are saying such things, at the same time, you have to keep implementing what you're saying.
Absolutely.
That's what makes you learn from their experiences and apply it in your life. And if you are telling the person or the patient, not to take stress, you have to be the one to tell your
Not
mind that thing is stressful in life.
Absolutely, Vaijanti. That is why I said that every time I do an inner child healing for my clients, I mean, I've done it with my teacher, and I think I've cured whatever I needed to cure. But every time I do this, I will have tears in my eyes because of something that they've gone through. An empath normally does that. Okay. Now, what I was saying was that today we have just scratched the tip of the iceberg. You might understand this feeling, you might feel a little frazzled. Just stay in that feeling, it's okay. I want you to drink a lot of water. You can do a little bit of deep breathing, go for a walk, listen to your good music. Now, I want you, if you feel there is unfinished business, okay, you can do this by yourself. If you feel there is unfinished business, something deep that you need to dig deep and go, start writing letters to your inner child, and you will actually write it as if it was a good start. Yeah, okay. So what you could do is you could write it as a letter to your a little child. Hi, little Deepshikha, you are 7 today and you had to go through this. And I'm sorry that I was not there for you. And now I am. This somebody bullied you, and this somebody did this to you. And I promise you that nothing that happened on that day is going to affect your adult self, your higher self. Because look at me today. I'm here, I'm successful, I'm healthy, I have a good family, I have loved people around me, or whatever that is you want to say to them. So start writing letters. And like I said, if there's anything that you want to address and want a one-to-one session, you can please reach out to Sakshi. Should we open this thing
platform
for
for
more questions?
yes.
Can I just add to this, Deepshika,
Yeah.
to what you said? Also, along with what Deepshika just said, uh, probably you all after the session, you all have a little bit of me time just thinking and rethinking about what this exercise is all about. Is actually profound. And it is good to stay with your thoughts. And it is the right time that since she has brought it up, we can heal a lot of things right here, right now. So give some time to yourself. Give yourself that me time. As she said, drink a lot of water, put your gadgets off, and think about what you heard, what you soaked in, and what you want to throw out from your body.
Absolutely. Vajanti, you asked a question whether you can write letters to your parents. The parents that are not here, yes, you can write letters to them. The parents that are here, no, you cannot write letters to them. Because, like I said very, very clearly in my generational trauma exercise, they did unto you because they didn't know better. You cannot blame them for saying ki, why did you do this? Like my father is right here, Atul Mohan Raizad. I cannot. Hi Tatu. I cannot. Yes, to those who are not with us, definitely you can write to them. So you cannot tell your father why you shouted at me or why you did this. No, that's the only way he knew. He didn't have COVID. He didn't have the globalization where where your computer or your phone became the melting pot of knowledge. He didn't have Posy Fest. He didn't have 21. He had to go to the Himalayas and he had to go to a guru and then he had to learn here. Here we don't have to Meenal, hi. We don't have to do any of that. We just switch on a Zoom link and we are transported into a haven of knowledge. So you can write letters to yourself, to your parents that are not here. And yes, you can write letters to your parents, but you don't have, if they're still here, but you don't have to show it to them. But you can write it because there is one thing about journaling. Like, I want to bring this to you. So when it's in your head, it's here. You will overthink it. And the minute it passes through your hand onto the paper, it's out of your head. It's very, very. My mother writes a diary. So she says it just kind of releases. This she's been doing before the word journaling was even coined. And she writes everything down in her diary. And if you write it on the paper, and then I think one of our coaches said that you can burn it. Now I'm not going to tell you guys to burn it because I don't know if you're careful with fire or anything. And then they'll say Deepshika told me to burn it. So you have to just put it down on paper, let it be there, and then probably chuck the whole thing, or be careful, don't use fire with anything. Any more questions? Meenal, do you want to say
And
anything?
throw it. Tear it and throw it.
Tear it and throw it. Meenal, do you want to say anything?
Yeah, I was just wondering if we could have a one-on-one session because I I mean, you remember we've gone through one session together and it's been very helpful. So I'd like to continue that. So
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely, sweetie.
yeah,
I
okay.
agree with you.
Also, I wanted to know if inner child healing also helps with the relationships in general. Um, I mean, what I mean is, we all go through many relationships in our life.
Yeah.
Not only uh, family, you have your brothers, sisters, you have co-workers. I mean, I was just wondering if
Yes. So there's this beautiful thing about inner child healing. They say that your parents live within you.
Mhm.
Especially parents, okay? Like, sorry,
Parents,
I'm just
yeah.
going a little off topic here. So when you're doing the inner child, you're also healing the generational trauma, okay?
Okay.
And like abhi jaise maine bola that when we did neglect wounds, we did abandonment moves and all that. So somebody abandoned you at that time, and now you're going to like sorry, I didn't get to that. There was somebody who said that because of the brother and sister, she turned into a rebel, right? So this
Okay.
is what happens. So yes, that inner child, because when you are talking to that inner child who was 8 or 9 or 10, and the brother and sister was irritating them,
Yeah.
and you heal that part of your inner child, and then you can probably tell yourself that, look, I am here, I am successful, I am healthy, I did good. Don't worry about that day when your brother and sister was like really uh taking your trip. It's okay. It's made you resilient, it's made you strong.
Right.
Sorry, Sakshi, you were saying something. Meenal, have you finished or
Yes,
would you?
yes, yes. I got it. I got that. Yeah.
Okay.
So I just
Sakshi
wanted
was
to
saying,
share a small bit where you said, you cannot tell your parents anything.
yeah,
So as we all have our ups and downs, and we've had our own phases. So there was one time when uh, I really wanted to share something with my parents, that this is what I'm going through, and they wouldn't give me a year. No, no, these things happen, and they would just shut me off. So during that time only, I had gone to my doctor, and he just prescribed me medicines for depression. That was years back though. But I came home crying. I was at my mom's house that time, I remember. I just shut off the door and I said I'm sleeping for a while, and I was crying for 2 hours. My parents being in the house were unaware of the same scenario. And I called up my homeopathic doctor ki I will not do my treatment until you tell me I am in depression. I'm not going to listen to anybody else. And some question came up, and I told her, why did my mom not teach me to stand for myself? Why did she not respect herself or teach me to respect myself for that matter? And she said, because at my name before wedding is Bhavna, she said, Bhavna, she still doesn't know. You cannot complain because she is still struggling the same things each day. How do you expect her to correct you? She says, if you are aware of this scenario, it is very important for you that the same thing doesn't follow to your daughter. At least be careful for those things, how you are making her in track. But complaining for your parents is not going to work. And that was a mind shift game for me. From that day, definitely I worked to help my mom also come out from a certain scenario, but never to put a complaint on her. So,
that is so good because yes, what you have to probably do is just like we said that they didn't know. I mean, that video really explains so much. There was muck, so you just had to now you can just probably pour out so much more love to your parents and to your caregivers that then they won't have anything else but to give you love. That was such a beautiful story, Sakshi.
we have
Ali,
a
you're saying
idea.
Ali, you were saying that you got really triggered the last time you did that. Ali is a friend. Ali, would you like to share something here? Otherwise, we can take this one to one. It felt
Yeah,
truly therapeutic. Thank you so much.
I have two questions.
Yes,
Yeah,
Yeah. The first question is the exercise which we did about yes and no. Is there any scoring for that?
that was Vaijanti, just making you aware. Matlab, people will say, "Kyun inner child? Kya inner child?" So this is like these are the things that you probably have hiding within you, and you had to bring them out and then cure them. Sorry, I have to read this one. One second, Vaijanti. The last time I did inner child healing session with a teacher from Sharan, I was so badly triggered. It surprised me, but I had such a setback for a long time. But today, the way you dealt with it, the subject is so gentle and loving, and above all, empathetic. It truly felt therapeutic. Deepshika. Thank you, Ali. Yes, Vaijanti. Did you want
Yeah.
to
So
complete
my
that?
second query is how is the inner child healing different than the child psychology study, or the formal education of the child psychology? Is there any other, I mean, a kind of course or something for this inner child healing?
No, there are lots of courses. I can give you my teacher's number and you can go learn from there. Child psychology is something that you will actually, probe, you're going to probably notice, you're going to give them exercises and then you're going to figure out what is it. This is going to be, so child psychology is something that you can do with a little child. Here with an inner child healing, you can do probably with somebody who can understand meditation, somebody who is, आजकल के बच्चे are a little more aware. I mean, if you had said all this to me when I was 10, I'm sure I would be like, ye kya hai and all that. But now with everything happening so fast with them, they will understand. So inner child is something that you can start with teenagers or preteen tweens, like they call it, you know. So
So
child psychology is completely different.
the
Yes,
inner
Akhil?
child will be in the adulthood, but I want to know if the parents, the parents who have younger children, if they are made aware of all these things, then I think we
Yeah.
can avoid certain things.
Yeah,
Of
so this is exactly the platform where we're making parents. I'm sure there are parents here who are very, very young and who have young children, so they don't realize ki, you know, like some you're taking an important call and you say, oof, you know, just that much to a child. Utna hi that has, you know, gone as abandonment issue in a little child's mind, you know. So what you have to do is, there is a beautiful video of one of the Hollywood's biggest actors. I don't know who is that. He's receiving an Oscar and his wife calls and he's like, yes sweetie, my husband's online. Sanjeev, this one's for you, okay? Now please mute yourself before you say something. Okay. So there is this Hollywood actor, he's receiving an Oscar award, and his wife calls. Hi, sweetie. And says, yes. She says, are you on the stage? Yes. Are you receiving the award? Yes. So he's saying, so they are they all watching you taking that this call? Yes, they are. And so patiently he puts it in. So it's, you know, now here we are on this platform mentioning him. So if you're just patient, you know, while with your little child, this is exactly what PosiFest is doing. This is exactly what all these coaches together are trying to create, an awareness that, okay, you know, when you have little children, let's not do these things to them. Neglect and abandon and trust and make them feel guilty.
Deepshika, can I add here?
Sure, babe.
Vaijanti, so this was what I told you about my story. So from there, I had learned right from that age that as I'm going to grow up, I am not going to inflict any kind of pain or any kind of abuse to my children when they grow up. And this was just a portion of the thing that I revealed. There is much more to it. So
Right.
when you become conscious about it and you take it that no, I'm not going to have my children. I didn't even know at that time I'm going to be married or children. But it was the thought that was positive that I am not going to allow my children to go through this. And at that conviction, I think that worked beautifully with me, of course. And while all the parents, if they start thinking it that way, it is going to work wonders for all of us.
Yeah, sure.
Sakshi, you want to say anything?
Yes.
Anybody, any questions? Ramesh ji, Tatu, Meenal, Sanjeev Sarkar.
You
Today,
have
Mr.
left
Ashok
the
has
zip,
gone silent.
Deepika.
Sorry?
Today, Mr. Ashok has gone silent. He's generally
Yeah,
every day speaking. So,
yeah.
anyways, no worries. I think it's a very deep concept with itself. And yes, Mr.
I think
Sanjeev
Sanjeev
would
Sarkar
want.
has.
Yes, Mr.
Yeah,
Sanjeev.
so I had yeah, hi. So I had understood, I mean not understood, I had realized that there was a pain, and that pain was maybe due to I lost my mom at a very young age, less than 5 I was at that point of time. And then I also had the blessing of a stepmom, and stepmom was at her best in the role of a stepmom. Now that we have reconciled and everything is fair and fine as of now, but then a lot of learning. What I do, I have a daughter who is 20 years old, and I because I had a very strict dad, so I also treat her similarly the way my dad used to treat me, but with a different perspective. I tell her the why also. So that has helped us into a good relationship. Yes, earlier it was a challenge, but I tell this is what has happened with me, and this is the challenge that I'm giving you, and this is the why part of it. So that has helped. So just sharing this with the community. So that's it. That's it. I wanted to. So please help me with those questions, because those questions were very, good questions, because I was able to connect with a lot of questions. Most of them were no in my case, But yes, few of them were yes. I did not note them. So if I get them, I will be, present to them so that I can solve them as well. I'll try to solve them as well. It will be helpful.
I'm going
Thank
to
you.
ask Sakshi how we can connect. I'm sure she has all your emails
Yeah,
and
yes,
your WhatsApp numbers, and
I'll do.
so you can probably
Yeah.
send a message to her, and we will send you pictures of these questions.
Yeah,
So as
that will be
Aljit
great help.
just said that, with our kids, we are more careful with our kids, we try to not repeat those mistakes. I think this is the process of healing ourselves, which we don't call it, if you're not aware, we don't term it as healing. But it is a very, and it will not never be 100%, but yes, you have to keep putting those efforts, the water that Dipshika showed, that it will get cleaner and cleaner day by day by time. That's what we have to do, keep putting our efforts in.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. Tasneem says, I just want to know it is necessary to have an inner child. I don't have a wounded inner child in me. Absolutely, it is not necessary to have any wounded inner child, Tasneem. Yes, the questionnaire will be shared with me. Okay, that'll be great if you share the questions. Okay, so it is just that if you're like I shared some of the things that if you're getting triggered, like I told you that in the beginning of this presentation, I started getting nervous because I hated my Hindi, English, Marathi orals where I had to, say the poetry, and I was nervous. So that is when that is one little way of your inner child getting triggered. So something like that, if you feel triggered sometimes and you want to get rid of that, start writing letters to yourself. Or like yesterday when we said self love, get in front of the mirror and say I love you. Say to your mirror, into your eyes, I am divine, I am worthy, I am safe, I am protected. Any more questions?
Okay, so with this, I think we are at the close of today's session. We are leaving with a silence again to just stay back with ourselves, to stay connected with ourselves, our inner child. Whether we can see it, whether we cannot see it, there's always a soul inside who is wanting to connect with us. So we leave with that note. And thank you, Dipshika, for this amazing session today. We see you all tomorrow at 4 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.